You're watching Channel 37, WHXN, New Salem.
Feeling down? Write a movie starring yourself. That's where you're a Viking. It's Empire of the Dark on Channel 37's After Midnight.
Good. Whatever time of day it is when you're listening to this, this is Channel 37. It is After Midnight. I'm Dan, and with me are Wendy,
Hi there.
Dave,
Hello.
and Will.
Yes, Mr. Flynn. Bullshit.
Joining us this week is Dr. Mariana Martin. She is, well, I'll let her explain herself to you. Hi, Mariana. How are you today?
Good, thanks. Oh gosh, explain myself. I have a PhD. I have a PhD in cinema and media studies. So ostensibly, I spent a very long time studying good movies, but of course, that just raises my appreciation for bad movies all the more. I'm a frequent panelist at conventions, and I am currently serving, to my great pleasure, as the vice president of Broad Universe. And I myself am an author. I have my debut coming out this fall, which is a paranormal hockey rom-com called Two for Ghosting, and I'm very excited about this news.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations. Mariana, you brought us a movie today. What did you bring to us?
Oh dear, what did I bring to you? Well,
What have you done?
yes, well, I rang the doorbell and left it on your porch, and I'm really sorry about that.
Richard! Help me! Angela! Angela, where are you?
Where'd you get this photo?
I took it myself. Right here in Lava Springs. 2 weeks ago.
She is not dead. She is in the antechamber,
And where is this place?
where the sacrifice is to be performed.
What sacrifice?
The sacrifice that you interrupted so many years ago, Mr. Flynn.
I must warn you about something. You have to go now. He's coming.
I don't understand.
No, I brought us Empire of Darkness, which is a film from 1991 that I would describe most aptly as Champagne and Bullets meets Final Sacrifice. Um,
Will is nodding.
I was thinking about Final Sacrifice for half the movie.
It's an odd one. It's strangely endearing, I think. I found it by accident on Tubi, that great repository of film by the metric ton, and got completely sucked in by how weird it was. So my first encounter of this film was a few months ago, and I kind of couldn't stop thinking about it.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Would you mind telling us just briefly what is the movie about?
That's a great question.
I know.
I think more than anything, it is about actor, writer, director, producer Steve Barkett, because this is one of those. um, and it's about a guy who had a tragic experience, I guess, 20 years ago. Great emphasis on that, when his ex-girlfriend was murdered by some kind of satanic cult. And then he went on with his life and I guess left the police force. And then a bunch of stuff happens. And eventually the movie is over.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this is, if it makes you feel better, Kevin came on last week and had to explain house.
Oh.
So it does get more difficult. Well, thank you very, very much. What is it about this movie that draws you to it?
I think the first time it was just the kind of standard brew of like, wow, this guy had a vision. He needed to tell this story so badly and put himself in it so badly that he went out there and did it all. And, he's, I will say, not perhaps the most natural or charismatic actor. So that tends to be a thing in these kind of situations. But
Mhm.
I think, this sort of amateur enthusiasm register of it was what's kind of sucked me in the first time. And the second time, I actually really started to appreciate how ambitious this was. Does it succeed at most of what it's trying? Oh goodness, no. But it's trying. It's trying really hard, and on rewatching, I actually did have to respect kind of some of the clever ways that they saved money in key places that, like, were not entirely terrible or successful at all.
Mhm. Yeah, we appreciate a big swing. Thank you very much. Will, what did you this is everybody's first time seeing this, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Will, what did you think about this when you saw this?
I mean, honestly, like I expect certain things from produced by starring, written, directed, yada yada yada,
Yeah.
and this gave me all that kind of stuff that I'm used to. But it almost felt professional at times. Like it felt like there were multiple points where I'm like, okay, they understand what sound editing is, because there's so many films where it's just cheaply made and they just record the actual footsteps instead of just adding it in post. There are some great map paintings in here. Yeah, the stop motion is not always the greatest, but it's still like, more effort than, putting a tarp on somebody and saying it's a monster. But yeah, no, like it's not a good film by any stretch of the imagination. I feel like if they had gotten more competent actors, they would have probably, yes, maybe had a better film, but would have been unremarkable and forgotten in like 5 years, as opposed to this where we're watching a movie that was probably released straight to the video and then resurfaces on Tubi like 30 years later, and now we're talking about it.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Dave, how about yourself? Where were you at when you saw this?
I was delighted by this.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, "Wow, we have found a true, unironic Garth Marenghi's Dark Place." Like, I can absolutely see, like, Stephen Bartlett describing himself as a dream weaver. Yeah, it's just like it's a story of, moustaches. Like, the main thing that indicates it's been 20 years later is the main character has a moustache. The main thing that sort of has somebody pointing out that somebody else might be his son is the fact that he also has a moustache. Um, but yeah, like Will says, I mean, like there were there's actually some decent map paintings in this. Well, I mean, quite how they relate to what's going on, I couldn't tell you, but like they're nice. And yeah, there's some decent kind of back projection onto model stuff. And obviously the final 20 minutes, which is just a glorious, almost never-ending parade of Stephen Bartlett sword fighting and shooting, sometimes in order, sometimes out of order. Some, like Stephen Bartlett's son being replaced very obviously with a stuntman for his fights. He suddenly gets more muscular and athletic during his fight scenes. I mean, that was all, just one. This is everything you'd like. If if Dark Place made a film, this is what it would look like. I doubt that they can equal it. Because, like, this is the kind of thing you can only make if you're genuine. As we said before, like, you can't make something like this as a parody. You have like, this can only come from somebody who truly believes in the story that they're telling and is earnest about it. And it's the earnestness that makes it fun.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, I
Thank
mean,
you.
as to sort of what the heck's going on here, goodness knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like if you go into it with the mindset that this is going to just be a load of like self-indulgent baloney,
Mhm.
then you're going to have a good time. I mean, it's not the worst vanity project I've ever seen because I've seen Blackbird. So you know, there are far, far worse vanity projects out there. So this is actually kind of it feels like it's putting an effort in, even if it
Mhm.
doesn't succeed.
Awesome. And Wendy, how about yourself? I know that you were not super looking forward to this movie.
I was not. I mean, when's the last time we saw a watchable vanity project film? This was a fucking delight. I loved almost everything about this movie, right? Like, it looks better than it has any right to be, and a big part of that is the matte paintings and the production design and the work done by the Stromberg, who I'm sure we'll talk about because, oh my god. Um, it looks beautiful. I actually thought the stop motion work looked pretty good. Like, there's times when the weird demon Malleus is poking behind the rock, and that looks terrible. And, of course, they reused that shot, like, 8 times, right? But then there's, like,
Mhm.
scenes where the demon is, like, out in the woods, and it looks good. That looks like the work of somebody who's gonna maybe collaborate with Harryhausen on a movie. Um, I mean, it was ridiculous. Steve Arquette was a hoot through the whole thing. He truly believes he's making, like, the great American movie. Um and as others have said, like, that final fight scene, it goes on, like, the climax of the movie just goes on for, like, 20 minutes, and things are reused, and it was tough to watch, but overall, like, this was a delightful movie. I think a big part of that was bringing in people who did know what they were doing and giving them rein to do things. 'Cause sometimes things look absolutely beautiful, and I'm completely mystified for how this movie did that, and other times they're clearly throwing, like, a Mego action figure in a puddle of food coloring.
Oh yeah, that was the one thing in the end fight I was slightly disappointed by is like, you know, when the people are falling into the lava and they don't cut away before the models just kind of splat in the puddle. It was like, you know, you could have cut a couple of seconds earlier, that would have been fine, but you just see the impact. It's like, oh god, you were doing so well.
No, see, Dave, that's
I
where
was
you and I
rooting for
differ.
you, man.
That's where you and I differ because when that happened, Wendy and I were both like had our arms in the air, just going, "Yay!"
I was cheering as well. Absolutely.
And the action figure, like, on the rope swinging
No,
across
Yeah.
G.I. Joe on the twine.
but, like, they embrace that, right? Like, where they have talent and money, they're doing things that look beautiful, like, I kept calling, like, the caves that the cultists were in, like, the Mines of Moria, like, it had that look of Peter Jackson's interpretation of the Mines of Moria well before Peter Jackson had that vision. Um, and other
Yeah,
times they're
he was still
clearly
hitting zombies with lawnmowers at this point.
yeah, oh, I don't know why we haven't talked about that yet because I do, in fact, kick ass for the Lord. But I think that, they embrace that, right? Like, sometimes it's stunningly beautiful. Sometimes there's in-camera work selling those caves, right? Sometimes there's those matte paintings that I just are breathtaking, and sometimes it's an action figure,
Mhm. Yeah.
Just
or
the
it's a
sheer
still
ambition.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, the sheer ambition of it is just it's amazing. Like, you don't see that a lot in productions that we take more seriously, perhaps.
Mhm.
And like they went for it with this, and like you've got a portal to a hell dimension grounded in this, the like is it the warehouse on like Maple Street or something? And you've just got a
Mhm.
portal to a hell dimension in the wall, no big deal. And behind this through this portal, you've got, models and magma and matte paintings, oh my, and all of it thrown together.
Yeah, I'm there with everybody. First of all, I love me a vanity project. Vanity projects are some of my absolute favorite bad movies. Um, just the sheer denial of somebody's self-appraisal of their abilities
Oh.
is really something. Because honestly, the thing that was mostly like anything that you could say was wrong with this movie, with this Steve Barquette movie, tended to be Steve Barquette. You know? It's very clear that they were being very careful with how they spent their budget. They made very good decisions about where to actually spend the money because, like, people are saying the people that knew what they were doing were given time and resources and they did a wonderful job. Everything else is, lizard masks from Party City and so on and so forth, which is adorable. Like you can't be mad at that. you know? The last 20 minutes of this movie are just batshit insane, but they are some of the best 20 minutes of any movie I've seen in a long time. But yeah, I mean, I love it when somebody says, I'm going to write a movie where I'm a grizzled ex-cop who, after personal tragedy became a hard-bitten private investigator who in his spare time is a broadsword fighter who has who gets to kiss lots of girls, who, yeah, I love that. I love that shit. I live for it. Yeah.
There is so much that happens in this film. I mean, we've talked about the beginning and the end, but there's so much that happens in the middle.
Yeah.
Like the random psychic lady who gives an interview about sort of like the demon powers and sort of the forces of evil and keeps contradicting herself. It's just like, yes, it's bad, but not bad as we understand it.
Yeah, like, I want a film of Madame Aleska expositioning in different fabulous gowns.
I
And
wrote
the
her
world's
name down.
ugliest chairs.
I wrote her name down as Madame Exposition.
And
This feels
she
like a-
was locked in. Like,
Yeah.
she was ready to play this person.
So this feels like a good time to mention that this is Fred Olen Ray's spouse
Yeah.
and business
Okay.
longtime business partner. Who
This is my shocked face.
Yeah, right. So this world is not new to her. She is a professional. She knows this world. I've seen her in so many movies with so many Carradines, but no, she's there. She's ready to go. She's such a professional about it, and I mean, she's a little bit of a gateway to discussing, I think, the Fred Olen Ray of it all in terms of this professional quality that does come into the film. I mean, we could debate Fred Olen Ray as art, certainly, but the man knows how to churn out a B movie.
Yeah.
He certainly does. And at this point, he was actually putting a little more effort into his movies. Like nowadays, it's just, Tubi slop mostly. But, yeah, I will admit that I saw that, like, we're doing the opening credits. It says produced by Fred Olen Ray. And my first instinct was to go, nope. But, yeah. Yeah,
she's
surprisingly
fantastic.
professional in a lot of ways. I was very surprised to find out that Steve Barquette was actually kind of industry adjacent to some degree, because this has the look and feel of somebody who, works in a supermarket in his day job. It's that kind of vibe to it.
Presumably the same film he got to film in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's some great character actors in this movie, like Richard Harrison is in this.
Boy, howdy is he in this.
He's playing the cult leader, and again, he knows what he's there to do.
Yep.
Well, of course, he had the great Joe Pilato from Day of the Dead as well, which I was kind of delighted by.
Yeah, I think they had him for 6 hours, and they just kind of.
Well, it really does feel like that because, like, he shows up at one point, he has a voiceover introducing the psychic, and then you don't see him again until the end of the film. And all the while they have like that horrible, like almost David Cronenberg suit on. Like the hair is obviously not.
The hairpiece is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Was anyone else as astonished as I was when he showed up in the final sequence abruptly after we had not seen him for a very long
Oh yeah,
time?
yeah.
I forgot
Where
about
is he?
Where has he been this whole movie? How does he know where this is and what's happening? And he just kind of
I mean,
shows up
maybe
to
he
get
just
ripped in half
prowls the
again.
caves generally. Like he just wanders around caves with a shotgun on the off chance that things will kick off. And today was his lucky day.
Yeah.
Like,
They say
this
Captain
is what you
Rhodes
trained
lies
for.
in these caves.
Maybe he'll run into his daughter eventually. I mean, the ex-girlfriend is apparently still in the caves after 20 years. Same age as her son now, which that's going to be complicated.
Yep.
On the bright side, her ex-boyfriend also is the same age, even though, it's been 20 years.
Mhm.
And there's dozens of him. Because if you say that they have cloning, the ability to clone, then you don't have to worry about only having one actor.
Yeah, what does Madame Alaska say about that? Something about not science as such, but
Yeah, yeah.
It's
that might
life,
be
Jim, but not as we know it.
might be some of my favorite hand waving I've ever heard
Oh
in
yeah.
a position.
I mean, basically, like as much as like she is exposition, she also she explains everything and at the same time explains absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing piece of non-explaining. Oh, so it's like this? Yes, it is, but also not.
She calls them unorganized and sick people, but also they have cloning and the ability to sustain forever in this weird cave network,
And they're the children of Satan.
which would have been a better name than Empire of the Dark.
Yeah. Or the perennials.
One of the things that actually drew me to this movie on Tubi when I initially took the plunge, knowing nothing about it, was how unbelievably generic the title was. Like between the almost punishingly generic no information title and a freeze, still of Steve Barquette doing something actiony. It was just I had a really good feeling about this one.
I mean, this film
Yeah.
does contain what is probably my third favorite shoes house in a supermarket. Behind Cobra and Hot Fuzz.
Papa's excellent.
Yeah. Why does this guy have a shotgun in a supermarket? I don't know.
Because
he just
because
does.
he's about to shoplift bologna. And you never know when that's going to go down.
The
Yeah,
little
yeah,
girl
that's
who took
shoplifting.
hostage.
The guy is shoplifting cold cuts, and it leads to a massacre in the supermarket.
That's finally defeated by someone throwing a loaf of bread at him.
The day was saved by bagels.
The little girl he holds hostage is the coldest customer I've ever seen. She's so calm. It's like, I guess maybe this happens every day of the week at this grocery store. And I'm just like, yep, go out for milk with mom, get held hostage, whatever.
2 stars on Yelp.
Yeah, that scene is glorious, and it's just there for no reason. It's just there so that they can have a shootout, and he can shoot his guns.
Yep.
It's wonderful. Oh, and Jay Richardson is in this, which is always lovely to see him. I know he's one of like Rick Sloan's cast of stock cast. I know that's somebody that you enjoy, Mariana.
Yes, the Rick Sloan players.
Yeah. Yeah, he just kind of goes in his cupboard with Ginger Lynn, and they just wait to be called. But he was actually pretty decent on this, I thought, for what it was, for the kind of movie this is. He, was he showed expressions, which is not something you can say about a lot of people in this movie.
I
Was
will say
was
in
he
his
the?
first oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, was he the other cop?
The cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say in his first scene, he does break fourth wall a disconcerting number of times while asking questions, and it was just like, "I'm sorry, are you talking to me? I was not I didn't study for this test. Could you give me a moment to compose an answer, please?" Um,
Could this be a Kai full of Satanists? What do you, the viewers at home, think?
Yeah, was it at the bit where he's like discussing the photo with the two guys who Bartlett supposedly killed, and basically the evidence is, well, they didn't make cars like that back then. I'm like, you can barely see it. It's like a front wheel and a side. It's like, yep, that's pretty conclusive evidence. Get me that guy that shot stuff back in the day. I genuinely can't remember his name.
I will tell you this. The moment that I knew that this movie was special, we have the opening sequence, where, young, in quotes, Steve Barquette, finds himself inside the portal to hell inside of, a storage unit. And then, his girlfriend is stabbed and he gets to have his no moment and all that. And it's like, okay, this is really super goofy, but it's pretty standard for this kind of movie. And then the next morning we cut to him and he gets up and then he has to go for his broadsword lesson with Timu Julie Strain. And and it's like, hold on. It's going to be that kind of movie, I see.
Like the only reason the girlfriend exists in the plot is so because she's a journalist, so she's the one who getting stuff explained to her.
Mm-hmm.
But she never explains any of this to anyone else.
Like, I spent half the movie being like, okay, wait, so what did she die? Did she not die? Because
Yes.
because literally one of the sacrifices looks exactly like her, and then she shows up again shortly afterwards. And I'm like, okay, well, good thing. Well, I'm glad they're keep letting that dead girl work. Still.
Yeah, it's very Lieutenant Lamont in Space Mutiny.
Thank you for
Still
getting my
showing up
reference.
after dying. Yeah, I have to say, I know it's an evil satanic cult, but I feel one of the proofs of their evil is reusing the red Fredericks of Hollywood lingerie set for the sacrifices. Like, that is just unsanitary.
But talking about how they spent their money well, they had one nightie and it laced up the front so it could fit a variety of sizes.
I think it's kind of suspicious that your first day in the cult, you have to clean this exact same nightie out of blood in the abdomen, and then you're expected to wear it.
Well, I mean, that's why it's red, so you can't see any of the staining. So I loved Jan Bryant, who was the sword trainer friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the story, she's getting lessons from him. She is, in fact, a sword master, has done a ton of fight choreography, is really fucking good at what she does. Is probably under a lot of robes as a lot of the cultists. Um, but I would lose it every time they were practicing and having classes because I have a very specific set of nerd skills. And I know what kind of protection people should be wearing to be fucking around with live steel as an adult. And I was losing it that they had no protection. That was all of my years of watching people beat each other up at SCA practices, screaming, "Somebody's gonna die in this backyard."
I don't know what kind of armor they should be wearing, but sweatpants ain't it.
And like so many things in the movie, it's weirdly lampshaded. Like she mentions, no one else would let you do this or something like that. With the lives is like, yes, and maybe that's why they're licensed and bonded and you aren't, I'm guessing.
And then, but isn't that after she says that he then sort of like dips her and goes like talks about sort of how he's into her as well.
Ugh, so gross.
Yeah.
Somebody me too this guy.
And it's right on the heels of seeing him be so utterly charming with his current girlfriend.
Oh my god, and she's so like garbage.
There are times when he is almost at Matt Berry levels of delivery. Which again sort of took me back to Dark Place as well. There was sort of like I can't even remember the dialogue, but it really was that kind of it's the kind of thing that Matt Berry would be delivering in a Dark Place episode.
Although Wendy, I remember you were really like during the montage, you were really the sword training montage when they kind of ended with them kind of on the cross.
Oh, they take the seal ceremony when they get the nuns, who I'm not certain can bless things. I don't know. Not a good Catholic. When they do the training, that was like the cover to like some crappy pulp novel, right? The father and the son holding their swords, making the form of the cross while they're blessed. That was just obscene and ridiculous, and I would like more of it, please. That would have been a better movie poster than the one that we had.
Oh yeah, while we're on the nun, the nun that's vouching for what a nice lad the son is. And like she says, "Oh, I raised his mother from a child as well." It's like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Were you a nun when you were 5? He's a penguin.
Like, I literally want her skincare routine because it must be super good.
Maybe.
And like she was it me? Was she wearing a lot of makeup for a nun? Like there was some heavy lipstick in there. I mean, I honestly don't know what the rules of nuns is with makeup, but like I'm kind of half expecting it to be revealed as some sort of trap or something, just kind of like, ha ha.
Oh, secret calls us. No, I'm pretty sure that number is 0. It's 0 makeups.
I'm sorry, Marianne, you look like you were going to say something.
I was just going to say, I mean, I'm fascinated generally by the ground rules of this town. Now, what was it called? Lava Springs, I think?
Lava Springs.
Yeah.
A good place for cults.
A great place for cults. And like, the rules for this town in general fascinate me. I mean, we've got a grocery store that's barely perturbed by a shotgun shootout. We have this guy in his green and yellow cabin tucked into the woods with a recurring establishing shot that is starting to verge into a talking cat territory in terms of how many times we have to look at this little waterfall. And like in this place, the laws of space and time as we understand them don't really seem to exist. And this is fascinating to me. I mean, people don't age over long spans of time, 20 years, as we keep being told. The town seems to have an infinite supply of psychics. I mean, Madame Valeska has competition with this other guy. And, depending on which direction you're pointing the camera, the seasons change. Day becomes night, night becomes day again. I love a movie that isn't afraid to just completely shatter the space-time continuum and never look back. It's an exciting experience for all of us.
I think we may have found the precursor to Widow's Beg.
Yeah, on that note, like towards the end, like during the big fight when the bridge falls.
Yes.
And then a couple minutes later, they're crossing the bridge again. And I called bullshit.
I actually said out loud, that broke a minute ago. What are you doing?
Yep.
I actually shouted that at the screen.
I call bullshit. And Wendy just looks at me and says, it's not that kind of movie. I mean,
It's in
did she give you
hell.
that patient kind of, oh, honey, look.
Basically,
Come on now.
this is what you're going to have a problem with.
At that point, we had seen the same cultist be decapitated at least 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And you're mad about the bridge.
I am mad about the bridge. Story continuity is not that hard.
It's kind of Barbie head rules in this world. Like, heads come off really easily, and they also go back on pretty easily, apparently.
I'm impressed with all the beheadings in here, for the record. Like, because, more people would just be like, okay, they're just getting stabbed. They're just getting stabbed. No, they have like 2 or 3 prop heads, and they're going to use them.
I was more angry about the fact that the sword that everyone had made such a big deal about him getting blessed and stuff, he just sort of left with his bag by the entrance. And actually, he never uses it. But what was the point of any of that?
That's not the sword you got blessed.
Well, it's magically in the right place
Didn't even
again.
pick that thing up.
Well, doesn't Captain Rhodes bring it in with him for his cameo?
Oh,
Hey,
that
I
was
forgot your thing.
No,
not.
because basically he gets snaffled after that, and because it's they keep cutting, like he's running around fighting all these people, blowing these people, and he keeps cutting back to the fact he's left his sword back with his bag. Like, why? I don't know why he's left his stuff there. Like, he's done all his sword training and has never heard of a scabbard.
Yeah,
He had to carry that Tommy gun all the way from the 1930s.
And then we got the cult leader dying by basically what? Holy taser at the end?
Mhm.
Is that what he's using?
He gets stabbed with a cardboard cross, like,
Which electrocutes him.
yeah,
No, it was like the because he had force lightning.
yeah, that's true.
I think it was a steel cross that was also blessed. So you see, sacred steel can mean 2 things.
So you're basically saying he was earthed.
Superconducting cross.
What I'm having a hard time understanding is that we've been here talking for about half an hour about this movie, and no one has said, "Hey, remember that time Steve Barkat massacred 24 Jawas in the Northern California woods?"
Oh my god! How many times was I screaming Mutini? Those cultist robes are so great. I remember this. Like, there was a time in like the late 80s, early 90s, the Halloween store sold those brown robes as like friar/Jedi robes. And that's exactly what they were. On the poster for this film, I fucking love it. There's a picture of him like sword fighting with one of the cultists, and the cultist has the robe, and it looks like they're in a lightsaber battle.
I'm sure that's a coincidence,
Yeah.
a non-infringing coincidence.
And the guy, like, he had the force lightning, right? And they looked like this movie has seen who hasn't seen Star Wars? But this movie, for all of its crazy influences, there's a lot of Star Wars stuff in here too.
Yeah, you're right, Daddy. He does all the before we actually get
the hand that gets cut off.
Yeah. But before he actually gets into the sword fighting, he shoots about like 12 of them. And yet they still keep coming. They're
still keep coming.
That's right. I'll be the one. No.
They have a clone army.
But apparently only one brain.
That might explain how many people die by falling on blades that are pointing up. Like, I want to cite our hero for storing knives in his dish rack like that, but I guess this is just how he lives, with swords and knives and anything else sharp sticking up at angles in case someone attacks him.
When I do that, I get yelled at.
Don't do that.
That bit was so weird because when he kept looking at the knife, I thought he was going to pick up the knife and use it. But no, instead, he runs to the other end of the room and pushes it onto the knife that's sticking out. It's like, you've chosen such a weird way of doing that. I mean,
That's not how
it works, but
it shouldn't. That's not how it works.
It was like, did you get the kitchen knives blessed as well?
This town has an interesting relationship with physics. There's a scene in the like fight at the waterfall where Richard like kicks a cultist in the head and it manages to like flip him off the bridge. And like it's a cool thing that happened, but if you kicked him in the head, all you might have done is break his neck. Like you wouldn't have actually toppled him over.
But then you wouldn't have
Is
a
that the
railing kill.
is that the one that falls down and he takes the safety rope with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole safety rope. I mean, that happens in a
Honestly, I
lot
was
of films.
relieved. I was relieved to see the evidence of a safety rope. Like
Yeah.
that made me feel a little better watching this movie. And like kudos to the stunt people in this movie. They were all in. They gave amazing performances in their brown robes. There are so many moments where the cultists are doing weird stuff that I'm into as a viewer. It makes the movie more entertaining.
I mean, I
And
think
I
it was
love
crying out for a Wilhelm scream at some point.
You gotta
and
pay for that.
I love the end of that scene, the fight with the cultists, because they like push him or he jumps, I don't remember. And he splashes into the river or whatever it is, and they look down and it's basically he fell 4 feet into shin deep water. If that shin deep water will take care of him, we better go.
Like, personally, I'm a fan of the one female cultist who has like 2 routines: telling people she has trouble with her car and also trying to seduce people.
Going into someone's house and saying, I'm having trouble with my car.
Yeah.
And after you fix it, perhaps we can have sex, which is something men enjoy.
Like, at no point does it think, okay, wait, people are trying to kidnap me to sacrifice me, and this woman just showed up wearing a robe and she's throwing it off. I probably shouldn't make out with her, but when am I going to have the chance again?
To be fair, it
we
did
were all
go from day
right.
to day for night to day for night very rapidly in that scene. That's disorienting.
Yeah, and there's this mysterious fog rolling in from outside. She brought a fog machine with her. She's ready for a music video.
Yeah, she is.
And then she gets a lizard face.
The symbolism for teenage growing pains.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're 20.
Yeah. At some point, a woman in her underwear will come into your house and try to eat your face. Dear Penthouse Forum, I knew it would happen to me, and it did.
Oh, no. He's writing to the Reader's Digest sex issue that we see in the parking lot. Not parking lot, the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, I just saw that and I was like, okay.
Oh, man. Mariana, thank you for bringing this movie into my life. That's all I gotta say right now.
My pleasure. I love introducing as many people as possible to the worst movies I've ever seen.
I mean, I'm
That's
showing
something
this
you
to
will
people at
share.
some point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is perfect bad movie night fodder right here.
How did
Um,
everyone else feel about the numerology efforts in this film? Because I got really fascinated with how everything is 20 years and 20 victims. And then, like, in the same breath, it's like, and after the 20th victim, 24 hours later, this will happen.
Not only that, but wait, you're doing all this effort for 20, then 24 hours later, and then you have to sacrifice 2 more people?
What base are we counting by? It keeps switching.
I mean, it holds up as all the other same as all the other numerology I've ever heard, so I can't really complain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this movie had a passing familiarity with lots of things. When we finished watching the movie, I have it on Blu-ray because it was actually cheaper to do that than it was to just rent it. We watched. There was a interview on the disc where if you remember, like during COVID, how Comic Cons would do like Zoom interviews with people and release those on YouTube. And it was one of those. Somebody, I think it was Chattanooga Con, like their media person, was talking to the Marquettes, and it was very, very clear that Chris absolutely understands why people think this movie is fun, and equally clear that Steve believes he made capital A art.
Well, that checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Like, if you had told me it had, oh, I can't even talk today. If I had to guess which one of them would have which understanding of it, that's the way round I'd pick.
Yeah.
I knew this one was special when the moment where Steve Barkett's character finds the portal to hell and hops over the threshold. That was the moment where I sat up and said, "Oh, this is going to be good."
Yeah, he hopped a lot. At one point, he turned around, and it was like that scene in Animal House where John Belushi is being stealthy. He's just like hopping in a circle. It's hilarious.
Even like the phone call at the very start when she calls him and says like, "Damn it, you told me you never wanted to see me again." Make up your damn mind.
Why can't I quit you, Steve Barkett?
On Maple Street, where your husband lives. One, yeah, of course she's calling you from where her husband lives, but two, your husband lives in an abandoned warehouse?
That should only be accessed through the basement.
But I love that was an important detail to share. It's on Maple Street. The portal to hell is on Maple Street.
Hell comes to Maple Street.
The man is saying, like, if you don't want to marry him, that's fine, but don't marry him. He's got a weird cult.
But I think I'd be good for him.
They never explained why she decided to marry him. They say that she had reasons, and then it's left at that.
So I can fix him.
That's why.
I can turn the spawn of Satan from his dad.
Oh, Matchbox car. We have to talk about the Matchbox car. That was adorable. We gotta have a scene of the monster coming after kids in the woods. So we just have it to all stop on a Matchbox car. It's so amazing.
They spent the money on the stop motion, not on the car.
And then, are they counted in the 20 sacrifices?
Yeah, does it count if the demon does it himself?
If the demon can just get out on his own?
Yeah, does he even need these sacrifices? It seems like he's doing okay.
I will say, based on the end credits, it does look like one family was hit particularly hard. There's like 4 people with the same last name in the victim list. So, moment of silence for this one family in town. They had a rough time, but
I guess there was a bit of an air of every time there was a sacrifice of demons coming up going, "What? God, what do you want?"
Speaking of the credits, Wendy, I was wondering if you'd like to talk about this a little bit, because you did some research. You did a deep dive on some of the people that made this movie.
Well, I'm not sure I'd call it a deep dive. But, speaking of families that were hit hard by this movie, we saw a name in the credits, Stromberg. And like, who are you? Why does this movie look so good? Okay, who is this person? Robert Stromberg is this person. Robert Stromberg is an Academy Award winner. He's started, doing matte painting, and this is the first project he got that wasn't just matte painting. But he has gone on. He's a director of big movies that you have heard of. Um, and I mean, like, what was it? He directed Maleficent.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, does he have an Academy Award for that? He was the
Um, visual
He was
effects.
visual effects. He was the production designer for Avatar, Alice in Wonderland, like Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, and the BSG. He worked on digital effects for Game of Thrones for here and there. He worked on like Pie. He worked on Hunger Games, Water for Elephants, all kinds of movies. He had a very successful career in Hollywood,
and he made a little toy bridge for
and he
Empire of
did,
the Dark.
and he did the little in camera tricks to make the cave look real. And he threw an action figure in a puddle of food coloring. And
Well,
he did it.
we keep saying, isn't it? Like, there's a reason B movies need to exist because that's how you build up your CV and you learn things. You get to, do bigger projects, and the more that sort of the B movie or the sort of the lesser picture, continues to be sidelined in favor of the blockbuster, like those kind of opportunities are quickly disappearing.
Mhm.
I now am kind of wondering, this is really exciting to learn about Wendy, and, like, I'm just kind of wondering now, I always like to grasp for the grand unified theories of film wherever I can, and I'm wondering if maybe a secret key to the really great B movie is when you have a radical mismatch in experience and aptitude levels amongst the people working on it. If
Yeah.
maybe that gap is somehow productive and electric, if you have people who are going to go on to win Academy Awards and also people doing some of the things we saw in this film.
And I think that's why this movie looked so good. Like, that was the thing that I was so fixated on. Why does this movie look so good? These matte paintings are stunning. How does this look so good? Or some of these effects, they're clearly done with toys. But okay, I'm gonna let it pass in this moment because they're just kind of giving it for a second and they're moving on. We're not fixating on the fact. Like, the whole thing is not like a toy train set, kind of stuff. Like, it's just in this is what we're gonna do here, but we're gonna do all this other cool stuff here. And that's what it was. We had somebody who was highly talented getting an opportunity. Like, the music sounded good. Was that also one of the Stromberg brothers, or that was somebody else?
I
It
think the
was
dad
not.
was the conductor.
It was John W. Morgan who, according to his Wikipedia, was also did the music for The Lost Skeleton Returns Again.
But it was pretty competently done,
Yeah.
honestly. Um,
To the extent that you were, like, convinced this was library music for a lot of it.
yeah,
Like, this is good music.
yeah. Um, and
Full
again,
orchestral score is no joke.
Hmm.
Yeah.
the stop motion animator, Jim Danforth, was a experienced stop motion animator who did go to work in '81, probably after this was filmed, right? Um, with Harryhausen in Clash of the Titans. Like, this was an industry pro who knew what he was doing. Um, so yeah, I think that I think that that's right, right? Like, bringing in these folks that are skilled and not forcing them into your vision, like letting them do the thing. They've
Yeah, I
clearly
think
been
that's the
allowed.
important thing. Is it's relying on them to do what they do rather than making them like you say, forcing them to do something that fits you. Just kind of go, actually, you're the expert. You do your thing, and I'll go point the camera at me sword fighting again.
Yeah, and again, I've already forgotten her name, Jen Bryant, like the sword fighting friend, like that character is done dirty, but she's incredibly competent at what she does and makes that sword fighting and that whole movie look good.
She's a legitimate stunt woman who,
Yeah,
and fight coordinator who worked a whole lot out in other better films than this.
Oh,
But yeah, it just
Yeah.
goes to show that it's like sometimes, like even if your base concept is probably not the best, if you surround yourself with competent people who like know what they're doing, you can actually still produce something that looks, let's say, okay. Certainly better than it deserves to, shall we?
Like, apparently he did like another film back in like the early 80s, and now I almost want to check that out because the cover alone is like just so much 80s cheese. It's
What's it
like
called?
him shirtless and with a woman holding a gun next to him.
Oh, the
What was the
aftermath?
log line on
Yeah.
that one?
What comes after World War III?
Oh, the aftermath. The house, the house that they filmed in, he bought with the money he made from the aftermath. That was his house, which we learned from the interviews he gave that are captured on the DVD. So that's the reason why that house is in the movie so much. It's his house, and that level of semi-finished house, that camp in the woods, that's his profits from the aftermath.
That's genuinely beautiful to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that cover is amazing.
Oh.
Sid Haig is in that.
See, he has not one but two houses, and he decides that the cult is after him, so he's going to sleep outside. That that just seems like a mistake.
Oh,
Is
God,
there a narcolepsy issue in the family? This was one of the questions I had.
Yeah.
I just remember the entire scene where he Arthur Dents it. When he's like out in his dressing gown and just decides that the perfect disguise is just to put his hood up over his dress gown because he looks vaguely like Colt Rhodes.
Yeah.
I completely forgotten about that until you mentioned the sleeping outside thing.
That was actually hilarious.
Yeah. The thing about this film, so much happens in it. It's easy to think, like, you just forget so much, and then somebody mentions something, and you're like, oh, yeah, that happened as well.
And I love how this is so all over the place with tone, right? I mean, you've got satanic cults attempted sacrifices of babies and people getting decapitated, and then you've got like these weird little comedy beats with the bathrobe that the score is fully supporting. So like this was planned, and it's the total whiplash is kind of a delight.
Yeah. And then, yeah, the gritty supermarket shootouts from an entirely different film as well. It's just like, this film switches genres with sort of breakneck speed.
Yeah. We've been talking for about an hour. Is there anything else that we haven't covered yet? Or is there possibly anything else we haven't covered yet? Or...
Well, if we don't cover it now, I'm sure it'll occur to us in about 20 minutes' time.
Well, that's usually how it works.
I didn't talk about that. That happened as well.
I really want to know what the rest of you thought about the pacing in this film because I was stymied and fascinated by it.
It's all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to kind of really find the groove for this movie for precisely that reason. You just kind of enjoy it as a series of things that happen one after the other because there's really no way to just sort of go into automatic pilot, right? Like as soon as you think it's about to do something, it suddenly slows down or speeds up, you know?
Yeah.
I did have a bit of an issue. Like, again, that 20-minute fight scene at the end is glorious, but it is very padded, as is the sword training montage. So I'm wondering if there was a certain amount of we have to get this to 90 minutes going on.
Oh, yeah. They had a 60-minute
yeah.
script and they needed to add another 30 minutes someplace, and you can only add so much exposition with the psychic.
Yeah. It's true. I don't know. What about everybody else?
Yeah, no, I think I would agree with all of that. I mean, definitely that last fight went on like 15 minutes. Maybe 15 would have been okay. But there were also other pacing issues. Like it takes a weirdly long time for him to like be willing to be open to the idea that this kid is his son, but then he like instantly bonds with him. Right? It's like 2 or 3 scenes for him to agree, and then he instantly bonds with him, and then somehow trains him to be like a master swordsman in one montage.
Like
When it's clear, like he's been studying for years, and they seem to be equally competent. It's like when it comes to the clutch, right?
Meanwhile, like the first time they introduced the son, like I was like, okay, this is why you don't cast a family member because you look exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's not my child. Mini me.
I mean, I think it falls into the trap that a lot of passion projects do of sort of really needing an outside editor when someone
Mhm.
when you're so invested in every little bit of it, and you don't want to cut any of it out. What you need is somebody kind of disciplined to kind of come in and like, look, you don't need this. You don't need.
Mhm.
Why is this here? Or maybe move this somewhere else. Whereas because obviously this was such a one man band that like, yeah, I think the pacing is due to self-indulgence
Mhm.
because of all the things he wanted to get on screen, which, is fine because in a way because we got this glorious nonsense. But in terms of sort of how it affects the pace, yeah, there's great swathes of this which could have been either halved or just mismatched or but people just appear and disappear from the plot. Like basically once the psychic gets beheaded, you don't see the girlfriend again.
Mhm.
Like she's just done. Because I mean, it's a sort of George R.R. Martin rules of plotting, sort of like basically, once your bit of the plot is done, that's it. You're done. We don't need to see it. Go away. Um, yeah, unless you need to get somebody to come back with a shotgun for the last 10 minutes for no reason at all. But yeah, I think that's probably where I think a lot of the pacing kind of falls down. Is just kind of like, yeah, you've been staring at the same painting for too long, and your eyes have gone weird.
Like, I adore it, and I wouldn't change a thing about it, but if I'm an editor, you probably don't need to have Barquette shoot 11 Jawas in succession. Like, it's hilarious, it's amazing, I love it, but if I'm, like, putting, like, an actual, like, I'm going to improve this movie eye to it, you don't need that. That kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
from like a narrative analysis perspective or a developmental editing perspective, or,
Mm.
even for writing perspective myself, like I'm looking at the scene in the supermarket saying, what does this give us besides padding the runtime? Like, it does
Mhm.
not tell us anything about these people or their relationships that we have not already established seconds before. But we had this idea for this cool shootout in the supermarket, and, someone's gotta shoplift that bologna and fire a shotgun, so here we go.
Like, I am interested in watching the version of this film that would have been slightly edited for a season 10 episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked Riff Tracks hasn't gotten to this one yet.
I'm sure they will. I know that it was featured on Red Letter Media a few years ago, and that's kind of what bumped up its profile. And they do a lot of movies in this same vein. I actually just watched Fugitive Rage not that long ago. It was incredible.
Love that one.
Yeah. Fred Olen Ray. But yeah, it's right in their wheelhouse.
As the cultists running around in the cave, it was, like, all too easy to hear Kevin Murphy giving them dialogue to go with the silly animators they were making.
Yeah. Oh. Right. Well, I think that pretty much does it. I want to thank everybody for being here. Mariana, thank you so much for coming on. It's a genuine pleasure to see you.
My pleasure and honor.
Yes, absolutely. And Dave, Will, Wendy, thank you again for watching this and breaking it down. I'm amazed we got so much out of it, but this movie offers a lot.
Yep.
And for everybody else out there, please take care of yourselves. The world is a garbage fire. Please drink your water, get some rest, go to bed.
Channel 37 After Midnight was presented by Wendy Abramo, Will Ackerman, Mariana Martin, Dave Probert, and DJ Toland. Have you been shot through the chest for shoplifting deli meat? You may be entitled to compensation.